What's that on the screen?
It's time. Episode 6, Worlds Colliding. This is gonna have the toughest playing stage and the best action stage. Well, tied with United Railroad. You'll see. Oh, wait a minute. So, this part that I included in the last episode was already part of episode 6, so I'm gonna skip ahead.
Oh, he's waking up.
Ow. My head. Dang it! Why, Shadow? Why'd you do it?
I believe I can answer that.
Eggman!
In the flesh! And if it wasn't for my on-the-spot brilliance, you never would have made it out alive. Your folks' boyfriend offered some assistance too, I guess.
So... I can't believe it. That was...
Indeed, a Metarex. You and that boy Thorndyke always had a strong sense of justice. But this time, even you can't argue. He screwed up.
You mean Chris? What are you saying, Eggman? What does he have to do with what's going on?
Thorndyke was certainly ambitious. As you know, traveling to different dimensions wasn't imperfect science back then. Even for the likes of me, messing with the very fabric of time and space can wreak untold havoc on a living organism. And unfortunately for your old friend, doing so twice within a short period of time caused his body to age rapidly, giving him roughly 15 years to live. Well, climbing up to the GON's highest position and changing their war-torn ways was no small feat, and during that time of maintaining peace, he had found a new friend.
Does that mean...
I don't know how or where they met, but this Metarex, who calls himself the Exiled, was impressed with Chris's naive ideologies to change the world for the better. So they worked together closely for the time he had left.
And once Chris was... gone...
The bureaucratic suits, internal politics reverted their interests back to the armored conflict. The Exiled saw Thorndyke's life work destroyed and wanted nothing to do with GON any longer. He has recruited Shadow for his own gains, and now he wants to manipulate time itself.
It is already possible to manipulate time using Chaos Control with a Chaos Emerald. So, why does the Exiled need all of them?
You should already know the answer for that one. Twin Tails, think! A copious amount of energy is needed to rip open a hole in the fabric of time and space. I had already attempted this once before, but it ended in failure. I may have slightly miscalculated the numbers. Forgot to carry the 3. But the Exile has found the solution. Although it looks like he didn't divulge the details to Shadow.
All right, Egghead. If you know the details, then spill it. What is the solution?
Don't get your quills in a knot, Sonic! There's only one method of creating more energy than what the Emeralds can produce on their own, and that is by their destruction!
Huh?
The burst would be enormous, enough for the journey to the dawn of time itself! And yet...
No way. I don't believe it. That kind of destructive power would destroy life as we know it. Our friends would be gone.
You may not believe it, but the Omens surely do. Gnarl, Vortex, Ember, those ancient guardians of chaos are deeply connected to the Emeralds. If the Emeralds themselves are in immediate danger, they are awakened from their slumber in order to protect their master. I have encountered Ember, and that bringer of chaos single-handedly destroyed my entire robot fleet. It took me a whole week to manufacture them. What? You yourselves have encountered Gnarl. If they believe in this impending danger, then it would be wise to believe as well.
It doesn't matter what they believe, because we're gonna stop this exiled guy!
Yeah, only I am allowed to take over this planet, and I'm not going to let some third-rate villain take that away from me!
Hey! Is this where I think it is?
Oh yes, the exiled Citadel, our destination!
Yeah.
I actually really like Eggman's delivery throughout that whole thing. His pronunciation and accent were off, but that has nothing to do with the performance. Well, aside from maybe pronunciation. I wonder what that thing in the background is, because I don't think that's Vortex. It's too big. I remember there were supposed to be 7 omens. Oh! The Master Emerald was about to break again. Disaster's coming.
Tails, the reactor's power is at 50%. You might not have enough if you fly too high. Keep that in mind.
Eggman, thank you.
I like what they did with the expressions. They're not fully polished, but you can tell what they're going for. And here we are, Weeping Rift.
Distract the main perimeter security on myself. And you, since the tornado cannot gain the altitude, will make your way from below throughout the rift to the Citadel.
We have to find Exile quickly. He must be hiding in one of these rifts.
Then let's get looking. I don't want to spend any more time working with Eggman than I have to.
Oh boy.
You talked about me. I suppose it is only natural for friends to talk about each other.
We're not friends. I still haven't forgiven you for all the things you've done. Not for Earth, not for Chip, and certainly not for Angel Island.
But here we are. It's funny, isn't it?
It kind of is. Now, my biggest problem here is depth perception. And I'm not sure how to fix that. Because drop shadows wouldn't help because it's a plane stage. Maybe proximity sensors? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, proximity sensors. Because I don't know, it might have been better if we took a little less damage, but at the same time we could just play better. And that's always something I have in my control. Except when I can't really see, or when I can see, but I can't judge distance properly. Maybe it's just a me problem. Okay, checkpoint. I don't fully remember... Oh boy. I don't fully remember how this level is supposed to go. I need to heal as soon as possible. That's probably backwards. Nope, not that button. I get myself mixed up. Okay, now this is going to be rough. Ah, you see that? You see that? That is my depth perception issue. Like, how exactly am I supposed to know? Okay, okay. How exactly am I supposed to know? I don't know how to put it into words, but those geysers on the ground... Those geysers on the ground gave me so many problems. Okay, maybe if I stay close to the ground, I can see when they're about to come up. And it'll give me a better idea of how far I am. I don't know. One way to mitigate this... Okay. One way to mitigate this would be to make the geysers fire less frequently. But then... I don't know, man. I'm just spitballing here. I want to love this. I really want to love this. because the rest of the game is so much fun. But this level, and and you know what? I'm in this really rough position of not wanting them to change it, because this level is based on the final level of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and it's such a fantastic finale in that game, and to translate that level into a tornado stage for a Sonic game, that's amazing work. It really is. But these geysers, man, these geysers. The geysers were in Ori too, but they weren't like this. They were not like this. I've had glowing things to say. Oh boy. Oh, it's this button. As you can see, I am so out of practice. But I've had glowing things to say about most of this game. But I just can't figure out this level. Like, yeah, I've beaten it before, multiple times. But I'm not good at it, and I don't know how to teach someone to be good at it. You know, so I think that's an issue. Wait a minute. Maybe I need to just... I don't know. I really don't know. I was gonna say maybe I need to keep replaying it, but I've played it plenty of times already. That one's on me. I went too early, anticipating that it would be over soon. And it wasn't. But those other times... Like, look at this. I have no idea how close I am to the geyser. That's a problem. A problem I don't know how to fix, unfortunately. This level is called One Hit. That's alright, I just have to be more careful. See, I can recognize when something is me, but I just can't put my finger on these geysers. That's on me though. You're going to need a lot of patience to do this. Or maybe talk to Chum Zone. Because he's better at this than me. I really don't want to say it's a bad level because of all the other stuff I mentioned earlier. The way they faithfully translated an Ori level into a Sonic Tornado stage, masterful. But the way it plays, not quite masterful. Yeah. Finally, I made it, I made it. This might be a longer part. I didn't think about that. Oh, that room. I remember that room. This place is such a maze. That's another thing. If you don't know the level, you're probably going to get turned around. A good amount. Ugh. But I don't think getting turned around is necessarily a bad thing. Except for a stage like this. Like, in this room, I've noticed that some people don't notice the buttons. Or, if they do, they don't notice that this door opens. Some games, in situations like that, would hard cut the camera to the opening door, and then pan back to the character to show where you are in relation to it. And in those cases, I think that's pretty good. Because, you know, in any game where you're moving around, you need to know where you are in relation to other things. That's why drop shadows are important. That's why depth perception is important. I'm no game designer, although it would be cool. But I'm the one playing the game, you know? So I know how things feel. And learning certain things about games over the years gives me an idea of what usually feels right in any video game. And I know not every game is created equal. They're not all supposed to do the same thing. But you get what I mean, right? I just find it hard to put a lot of things into words sometimes. Oh boy. Not gonna risk that. I'll just wait for this opening. Thank you very much. This room. Ow! This room is a problem. Because, as far as I'm aware, you're supposed to get rid of the stationary targets multiple times each because they respawn. And it's unclear whether you... I don't know. Just the whole room is rather unclear. You see that? They keep coming back. And so players would be led to think, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to get all the enemies because they just keep coming back. But yes, you are. Well, not all of them, but certain enemies. And I should be close to getting through this room.
We won't get through this energy shield while the Metarix are here. We need to destroy them.
Yeah. So Tails says that, but after shooting a bunch of them, there we go. After shooting a bunch of them, they respawn. There's no counter to say that, yeah, you're doing well, here's how many are left. And I don't know, it doesn't communicate what you're doing, what you have to do, what you have done. Okay. Metal Ember is back in business. Much weaker though, because the emeralds are gone.
Forward! Don't let it catch us!
So this section, I've seen people get confused by it. Okay. Yeah, so this section I've seen people get confused by. You have to blast through these open areas into the next tunnel before Ember catches you. And you have to look out for the wind pressure, because this section has the wind pressure from the first few levels. I think the second plane stage. And for people who aren't paying attention, then it's going to feel like the game is taking control away from them. And they're going to slam into things and get frustrated. I've seen it happen. But if you remember the wind pressure is a thing, then it should be easier to handle. It also doesn't help that you're supposed to mainly use your boost to get through, and you have less strafing potential when you're using the boost. Much less. But once you get a handle on everything, this is probably the least problematic area of the game. Well, not the entire game, I mean the level. Least problematic area in the level. Oh! Okay, that was super close. That was way too close. I can't afford another hit. I really can't. But you see that, right? This is it. We're close to the end. And we go. This is reminiscent of this section where you're supposed to sneak by one of the big bad threats in one of the Ori games. And they also happen to be owl-shaped creatures. A D. I expected nothing less, really. Because I still have so much trouble with that level, as you can see. Here we go.
Sonic's carefree nature is putting everyone in danger again. And if they lure that beast here, we won't have time to go back. What? You? Why? This should not be happening.
The boss. The infamous boss. I used to have a lot of trouble with... Oh! Yeah, okay, so this boss needs to be updated because people found a cheese, and I'm not going to say what that cheese is. But I hate when bosses can be cheese. I guess that's a personal thing. Ow, okay. Definitely zoom out the camera with the right stick for this. I don't know what button it is on keyboard, but... Okay. I am messing up. This is completely on me because I zoomed the camera back in. And I stayed locked onto Maria with the left stick. Sometimes you have to lock off in order to look around and aim at the robots better. But I think this fight is decently designed because you have a decent amount of respawning chaos boxes or capsules. Oh. You know what? I remember my very first run. This fight probably gave me the most trouble. I still have trouble, as you can see, but that's me being out of practice and not remembering the attack patterns. And again, depth perception. I think there should be maybe one more level of zoom out. Just one more. Yeah, it feels good to be back in action. Oh! Not this time. I need more chaos. Nope. Rings, please. I shouldn't have done that. There's a lot I shouldn't have done. But... Okay. You know, I guess this fight could be kind of overwhelming for some people. I need more chaos. Wait, the chaos boxes don't respawn? I thought that was updated. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. I did not do that on purpose. Not saying the game did it to me. Ow. Okay. One thing I actually don't like about this is that the Metarex take away some of your boost. I get taking away a percentage of it, but not the whole thing. Hey, and that's that. Probably a B. But yeah, specifically the electrical attacks. Oh wow. Specifically the electric attacks from the Metarex take away your boost. 70 boost. I was hoping it would be 70% of your remaining boost, That's what I suggested before this patch was implemented, but
When one departs from time itself,
and there we go.
return. And this is a trip that you will not be going on. I did, after all, grant your wish, have I not?
The visions of Maria for the last 2 years.
The one who has been calling for you has been at peace for a long time.
He did this just to use Shadow.
You've played a role well. Gun's technology is useful for creating illusions and manipulating the fools.
Liar!
He created the illusions in the first place
Intending on keeping your end of the
to promise Shadow that he would take the visions away.
Your desire was for the visions to stop, and they have stopped. For my desire, I will sacrifice everything, and I won't be stopped by you. After all, you're just a false life form.
I really wish that was a boss fight. Shadow didn't get anything special after the last update. Sonic got Supersonic, a really overpowered Supersonic. Shadow didn't get any kind of power-up. And you could say that he has... Man, I love the angles here. Cinematography, again. It's beautiful! It's movie-worthy. Genuinely. The final
Good luck
level.
out there.
Again, I wish we had a powered up Shadow.
There won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up.
Okay, listen to the music. Seriously, listen to the music.
Can't stop now. Ah! Grab! Sliding! Yeah! Fighting these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy? Feeling good! Cool! Yeah!
Okay, that's on me. I love this level because it's a desperate rush. No. Disrespectful.
There won't be anything left to save if I don't speed up.
Okay, so I absolutely love this as a final level, partially because of the aesthetic,
Go!
partially because of the music,
Let's do this!
partially because of the situation. It all comes together, culminating in such an amazing experience.
Fighting these guys brings back memories. Hey, buddy?
The floating gravity stuff, I said the music at least twice, but that's how impactful it is to me. Oh, come on. I can clear that jump normally. But again, I'm out of practice. I'm recording this the day after I did the last episode. Look at that! The camera angles. Again, cinematography. Beautiful. The people who worked on this game really wanted to make a good experience for the player. I believe that. Because why would they go through all the work to do this if they didn't? It just makes no sense. Okay, now this. A lot of people don't remember the light dash. Well, the light speed attack.
Changed a bit.
And I do think the Metarex are still too punishing. I have to be careful because I'm out of practice. But yeah, I do think the Metarex are still too punishing because the aggro range is pretty far. I know the game is supposed to be tougher than normal Sonic games. I know that. But being tough, well, I feel like a good tough game communicates everything it needs to the player in a way that they'll understand it properly. And oh no, Nope, nope, nope. Okay, okay. I'm making it. Oh, no rings. No rings. That's really not good. No! That's awful. That whole thing was awful. Please. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I am starting over. I'm so sorry. This is like a 4-minute level, but I cannot have this disrespect. I cannot. I love this level so much, and I want to make it look as good as it can for the viewers. Because, again, amazing level. The situations, actually, you know, that light dash bug, I've genuinely never had it happen before. After playing this game for like 2 or 3 years, I have never had that happen. Might have been longer than 3 years. Doesn't matter. I need to look back over old recordings and see how I make it through that. Because I've done better. I swear I've done better. But yeah, so if you haven't mastered the game yet, which you may or may not have, this is going to be a really rough time. Because they're going to expect you to know the mechanics of Sonic Omens specifically. Not just Boost Sonic, but Sonic Omens. So the little things they change, they're going to want you to know, and be ready for. Okay. That's on me. This music is so intense because it's a mad rush to stop the exiled. I have my issues with the exiled. You'll see soon. Oh, I guess that's the next episode. But yeah, so Sonic's last level is this. Shadow's last level was United Railroad. And I loved United Railroad. Oh no, I'm out of boost. No. Okay. No! No, 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 no. Please. Did you hear the drowning music there? It was faint under the other music, but it was there. Okay. We made it. Man, I love Sonic's little shouts and phrases. I love when he did that in Sonic Unleashed. And then they did that for this game. And Sega never did that for any other game. I just really like the energy. The energy and the confidence. Like, Sonic is just having the time of his life. Although, right now he is canonically injured. Oh no. You know, in earlier patches, you had almost no invincibility, which I think was a bit too much. Oh, the balance of this game feels good right now, although the bosses feel undertuned. But one thing that's really amazing is that, is that they cared to keep patching the game for like a year, maybe 2, I don't remember, but at least a year. They kept patching the game due to player feedback, even after all the backlash, even after all the storm they went through. Okay, okay, okay. Done. So nice to land up. Oh, and again, the camera angles. The camera angles. It's beautiful. This is a final stage. Love it. Although, I do have kind of a half gripe, half non-gripe, because this level is so curated and I guess kind of scripted that there's not really room for alternate routes. So what you what you go through is what you'll go through every time. Unlike levels like GUN Arsenal or even Area 99. Wow, an S rank. Hey, 420. I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything. Never have, never will. But yeah, I think that's the end of episode 6. Beautiful stuff. Mixed with some not so beautiful stuff. There he is. Our injured hero. But you'll see that next time.
Come on out.
Well, actually, I don't know if this counts as the beginning of the last episode.
You're too late.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you this yet. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.